prosecution outlined how accounting practices of comedy fuckers did not.
What kind of likeness is that? If they were great artists, they'll be in a museum.
Evidence today may signal at least one.
I'm fucking fodder for cartoonists now.
Rignats 2022. Let's fucking go, guys.
We did it, baby.
We fucking did it.
We did it.
Big congrats to all the winners.
If we like you. Yeah. Me and Caroline Cash.
Yeah. Good luck trying to get a breakthrough security.
Yeah. So we do want to shout out Caroline Cash. We didn't even do the little intro, but shout out to
Gutter Boys, Small Press Comics Podcast, ins and outs, highs and lows. Let's go.
If you listen to our Patreon episode when we were at the cabin, we called for a steal of the Ignatz Awards. And we did it, baby. We fucking did it. Caroline Cash, PP Poo Poo, number 69, won Best Mini Comic. If you want to hear us talk about rigging the awards as well as, the difference between a mini comic and a comic with Caroline and other people that were at the cabin, definitely subscribe to our Patreon at gutterboys.top or patreon.com/gutterboys. There's like 40-something episodes in the vault. So if you subscribe and you're drawing, because we found out on the retreat that we knew, but people on the retreat told us that they like to draw and listen to this show. So if you want to support us, go to that website and listen to the vaults. Or if you're a continued patron, thank you.
Yeah. If you're a continued patron and you're only at the $5 tier, bump that shit up.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, though, we are back. This is the first time we've recorded in, feels like a month.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Feel a little off. And by off, I just mean, a little less than normal. That said, though, we are back. We did a whopping 2 episodes for you all. One premium that's already been burned. And this main feed episode, which is, it's got who? Pete, MS Harkness.
I forget.
Who else is on this?
I haven't even gone through it yet. It comes out tomorrow. I haven't even reviewed it.
Yeah, people are on it. And it's the last thing we recorded while we were at the cabin. That said, I think we're going to edit in some nature sounds to the next few Patreon episodes, so it feels like we're there. You'll be like, why is Ramon at the cabin? And we'll be like, I don't know. No, but we do have some main feed guests coming on that were at the cabin. We do have interviews coming up with Victoria Douglas, Heather Losey, and Stephen Arnold. Not necessarily in that order, but they'll be on the show sooner than later. We are going to record with them. Just got to set that up and, let the show schedule play out. But those are some expected guests that should be on the feed sometime soon. Gina Winbrandt also wants to come on. We should get Gina on the show.
Yeah, we've been meaning to have her on.
Yeah, well, Gina just finished their comic for Mini Coos, so they're ready now.
Okay.
Yeah. So right. Gina will be on the show soon as well.
That's great. All right. Well,
yeah.
So let's, I guess, get into news, which is, of course, the winners of this year's Rignats. And, let's go off the top here on the list.
Okay, so credit to multiversitycomics.com, unless they're bad people.
In that case, fuck
you guys. Thanks
fuck you
for
specifically.
The list.
All right, let's start with the Outstanding Story. Winner for Outstanding Story is The Lover of Everyone in the World by Beatrix
Erkowitz.
Yeah, there you go. On Parsifal Press. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, it looks like this collection was possible thanks to a generous grant from Koyama Provides. So, though I haven't read it, Annie Koyama has good taste and is a known tastemaker and publisher in the community, so I'll go ahead and just say...
When are we going to get sponsored by Koyama? provides.
Maybe when
when I actually start making books again.
Yeah, I got to put something out this year.
Yeah. Well, you're actually working on shit, so.
Yeah, but I have no fucking desire to release it because now I'm in the thing. It's like, well, fuck, it's the holiday season. Why do I want to put something out around Christmas when everybody's spending that dollar elsewhere? So it's like,
I was
do I wait now? Like, it's like, or do I put it out?
We're supposed to be in Seattle in like a couple of months. And actually,
sucks ass.
Wait, October? Is it October or November?
November 5th.
November. Okay, November 5th.
So in a month, 6 weeks, we're supposed to be there.
Yeah, and I have done zero work on the book I was supposed to work on. And,
yeah, it rocks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have that ready in time. I don't think there's. Nah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the point of like grinding on a comic and rushing it out just to make. What, like $60?
Well, that's the thing. It's like that. I used to set my deadline for shows, and I guess technically I will have new material for short run, but it's like I almost feel like, again, I'm at a disadvantage because I'm like, great, I'm going to put this book out, and then it's literally the worst time of the year to put it out.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Do I just do a mini, and then just hold the stories back that were for the book and just release that in the spring now? I don't know. Regardless, I'll figure that shit out, and follow me on Instagram, and you'll see all that shit, whatever. But moving on,
I should when we table in Seattle, I'm just gonna have a bunch of Harley Davidson shirts to sell.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring boxes of comics I'm trying to sell that I did not do, like just my collection.
Just X out the names and put your name on top.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's the move.
Cam Romita Jr.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I did this.
Well, next category, our friend. Some may say that we helped fix this award, but I'm going to say that Caroline Cash won this off pure talent. Yeah, parody, folks. Caroline Cash won this with their own talent, and because the comic was great. Outstanding mini comic went to Caroline Cash.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Caroline did tell us, I don't know if it ended up on the record, but they did say that if they won the Ignats, they would light a blunt on stage.
Lie.
I don't think that happened.
Lie.
But I've not seen a video of the incident, so Caroline, you may have to answer for your sins, that said.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You can't go making promises
if I was there,
you can't keep.
I would have had a blunt
Caroline.
rolled just for the occasion, and you know it. And I would have handed it off to you as you walked up on stage.
100%.
Actually,
100%.
that would have been the only Ignatz ceremony that I would have attended. I've been to 2 SPXs and we never fucking go to the ceremony.
No, why would you do that when you can get fucking drunk?
I thought about
else.
going, like the first year, I was like, oh, I should go. This is like, our shit. This is, the important. Like, that was back in the day when I thought these things were important.
I'm trying to remember because it was 2 years ago. What did we do during the Ignatz Awards?
Dude, we just partied. We went across the street, bought some Trulies, or we went to Momofuku or something. Like, we went to dinner, or we went partying.
No, I think that is what we went to. We had our crew go to Momofuku.
Yeah. So.
That's right. Which is 100 times better than Ignatz. I'm sorry.
R.I.P. DC Momofuku did not survive the COVID-19 pandemic.
Real shame.
So
real shame.
All SPX has now is that bagel shop. And if that place closed down, then I'm never doing SPX again.
Well, they're not doing it at that hotel anymore, right?
Oh, is this? I don't fucking know, man. That was
because that
all pre-pandemic. So
yeah, I guess that plan might have been tossed. But I remember when we were there in 2019, they were saying that was the last year is going to be at that hotel.
Yeah, and that was probably before the hotel didn't book a single visitor for 9 months, and now they're like, please give us your money.
True. Yeah, they probably were like, you know what? Maybe we will do something about these bed bugs.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh man, Silver Sprocket cleaning up.
3 awards.
Yeah, Outstanding Collection, Mr. Boot by Alec Robbins. We got a copy of that. Thank you, Avi. Everybody on Twitter is very happy for Alec Robbins. So, you know what? Shout out Alec Robbins and Silver Sprocket. Avi's doing
and his
like
big titty wife.
Yeah,
Betty
the what do they call that? Like where you put your hands together and you shake them left to right, like you're shaking dice, like when you win money. That's what Avi was doing.
The old timey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that gesture's called, but you know what I'm talking about.
It's the thing you do when you hear your 500 coal factory miners have died in a collapsed mine.
Yeah.
And you get all of the insurance money.
Yeah. Silver Sprocket, insurance scammers.
Avi's an old-timey oil baron.
Yeah.
All right. Outstanding Collection. Yeah, so shout out to Alec Robbins. We have Outstanding Anthology, Good Boy Magazine. Past guest friend of the show, Michael Sweater, and Benji Nate have won Outstanding Anthology. Shout out to them. Good Boy Magazine. We got copies. Great book.
Yeah, number 2 had Bonnie in it. Very great story in that as well.
Oh, yeah, Bonnie's another person we should have on the show.
Yeah. That's somebody we dropped the ball and did not record with, in addition to the many others.
Yeah, Sage. There's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Gutter Boys will be filled up for the next year with everybody that was at the cabin.
Yeah.
No, we'll rotate them in though. But yeah, we've got those 3. We're gonna do a smaller. We're gonna do them in smaller batches, I guess. So just be on the lookout down the line for those episodes.
Yeah, they'll come.
They'll come eventually. Outstanding series. Why this is even at the Ignats, I have no fucking idea. But the many deaths of
finally, folks.
Yeah.
Small Press is getting the recognition it deserves.
Yes.
Boom Studios.
Boom Studios won this with the many deaths of Layla Starr by Ram V and Felipe Andrade. Ram V is just, I don't know the guy. I don't know if he's done anything crazy. I don't like that the dude just let me rephrase that. It seems like the guy's just one of those like comic writers that does like 14 different books at once. So, it must be nice. You have a brick. I'm sure that's very important to you, Ram V. That's one of those things that Ram V got the email and was like, what? I won what?
Yeah, it's like catcalling, right? Like if you do it 100 times, you're gonna hit at least once or twice.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just a
gonna get
numbers
an
game.
option deal. At
Yeah,
least
yeah,
once.
it's a numbers game.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Outstanding online comic, which is different from outstanding web comic, right?
Let's see.
Although I
No,
don't see the
they
listing here anymore.
No, they don't. It looks like the weird one was mini comic versus comic, but it doesn't look like there's web comic. It looks like it's just online comic only.
Okay. So maybe I could have sworn that we talked about
It was the
online
Ignats
versus web.
had online versus web, if I'm not mistaken, because they were doing like Comixology as online and web comic is like a free comic, I believe.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so winner for Outstanding Online Comic is Ride or Die by Mars Hayward. Haven't read it since it's an online comic.
It says,
congrats.
here's the tagline from Multiversity
God.
Comics. Christine meets Ghost Rider meets Fast and Furious, but gayer. Meets Development Hell. That's exactly where that's going, okay? That's the peak of that comic. That's some straight up just made for optioning shit, and I hope it Ride or Die. I hope it dies in developmental hell. Peace and love, Mars Hayward.
Adam Friedland's producer wrote that.
Yeah.
That does not...
Christine meets Ghost Rider meets Fast and Furious, but gayer. Like, come on, people. Just make a fucking cool comic. Don't try to label it as everything else. Get the fuck out of here.
Promising new talent, Juni Ba.
A cartoonist from Senegal and France.
Senegal.
It looks like they worked for Image
and
TKO. the very small
the
press studio
forerunners of small
TKO.
Press right there, folks.
The person that runs fucking TKO is named C. And he puts a $sign in his name on Twitter. So small press struggling to make ends meet publisher TKO Studios.
One of the guys working on Gremlins, the animated series, is finally getting some representation.
Zaslav,
here
cancel
in
that
small
shit
press.
next, bro. Pull the plug on that. I can't take another fucking month of C
right.
fucking tweeting.
Also, on Packwatch, Paper Girls, rest in piss.
Shout out Paper Girls. I didn't see it, but I mean, like, honestly, like, I read the comic and it wasn't I love Cliff Chang. That guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah, great artist.
But it's just like one of those things. It was like, okay, yeah, we have unlimited money to make everything right now, but not everything's going to survive this first wave.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Peace and love to everybody involved, I'm sure.
Didn't watch it, didn't read it.
Yeah. I wonder if they kept, hey, listeners, let us know. And when the first issue came out, because it was set in the 80s, they dropped the F slur in it, and people were trying to cancel Brian K. Vaughan over it. I wonder.
Wait, wasn't he canceled for something else?
I don't think I think Brian K. Vaughan has maintained his ally
I'm getting them
status.
all the white bald dudes with glasses. I get them all mixed up in comics. There's so many fucking
He's
guys
kept
like
his
that.
ally card somehow.
Okay. Yeah, not at all sus. A bunch of grown men writing about little girls.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. We've got Outstanding Comic, which is the winner, I See a Night by Julia Vincent at Shortbox.
Yeah. Haven't read it, but Shortbox puts out cool stuff, so cool.
Yeah, haven't read it either.
Outstanding graphic novel, No One Else by R. Kikuo Johnson. I love that guy's work.
Fanagraphics.
Yeah, I love that guy's work. So shout out to that guy. That actually is a really good book as well. Night Fisher is another book that they've done that I'm a fan of. I would like to have that person on the show, maybe. They follow me on Instagram, so maybe I'll reach out. But yeah, congratulations.
All right, and the last award is for Outstanding Artist. Ramena Yee for Alexander, the Servant and the Water of Life. Retelling of Alexander the Great. I don't know who the publisher is. It's not listed here. But yeah, good for you, Yee.
Yeah, Eisner and McDuffie nominated. So, all right, look, here's what you... Goddamn, the bottom of this fucking article has a picture of the bricks, and they're not even centered on the fucking little wooden podiums that they're supposed to be on.
What do they attach them to that stand? Or
I don't know, but even, like, this is so fucking bleak, man. I saw something kind of neat where some anthology won an Ignatz brick, and they, I guess, broke the brick up and then sent each contributor a piece of it, but they had it like done up all nice, and it actually looked more legit than the whole brick.
Than the actual award, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know who did that.
When Jaime won his award, wasn't he just like, I don't want that?
They cleaned up one year, both him and Gilbert, and they just left the stack of bricks in their hotel room, and then somebody was like, hey, are you going to take those? And they were like, what are we going to bring these back for? And like, we're joking about getting them through security.
Yeah.
So,
that's what it was. Okay.
But yeah, no, so congratulations to the winners and losers of the Ignatz Awards, Rignatz Awards. It is still a little bit rigged because Max Huffman and Alex Knoll did not win. So Caroline purely won on talent. I don't really think that we stole the awards. It would be really funny, though, if there was a recount because they heard us saying that we tried to rig it.
What is the one of the nominees that's on the judges panel going to be like, we need to recount, folks. Oh, okay.
Too many email addresses with 69 in them voted for Caroline.
Camdo Rosario 1 through 69 kind of brought up some red flags. No, shout out to Caroline. Really deserves all the awards, honestly. I mean, for being real. But it's about time. It's about damn time, folks. Oh, yeah, we got shout-outs lined up, but those will be on the next episode because we are backlogged as usual with those. You guys just keep sending them in. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I promise you, if you still take my word for any kind of value, that I will have everything posted by the next episode. So we will start on the shout-outs with pictures by next episode.
Yeah, some real good shit we got. I noticed... through while sorting through some of the packages. Some good stuff here.
Yeah, I finally sent JB everything unless it came in the last week. So
that one, that was a fucking brick of a package.
Yeah.
And also contained my retirement fund. Which is past guest friend of the show Josh Pettinger and past guest Simon Hanselman's collaborative book, which is now, how much is that going for now?
Last I checked, it was $100, but let's look it up on eBay. We got time to kill.
Let's do a live check.
Werewolf. Okay, it is 3:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, September the 18th, and I'm pulling up the eBay application, and I'm typing Werewolf Jones, and we're gonna see what comes up. And there is one with 2 days left on it for $2.25.
Damn.
All right, so we are dropping in value, folks, but. That's still got That's still got 48 hours. So let's check the completed listings for our boys, Josh and Simon. Let's check the completed listings because this thing was going for $100. Okay, here you go. All right. Okay, so one sold on August the 30th for $56.
Okay.
One sold on August the 13th for $80.
Okay.
$80 for on August the 13th.
Okay.
There was a best offer accepted at $79.99 on July 27th.
Jesus. Okay.
So it looks like it comes and goes.
Man, I'm getting flashbacks of my Randy Moss rookie card.
Yeah, well, check this out. Simon Hanselman, HTML Flowers, Werewolf Jones and Sons #1, which is the previous collaboration before Josh came in and kicked HTML Flowers out of the band.
Damn.
No, that didn't really happen, folks. Don't anybody take that seriously. It's a little bit of a bit. It's just a bit. But no, that one went for $229. So give this motherfucker 5 to 8 years, and we're gonna go stay at Josh's house and steal all his comp copies that he saved, squirreled away, and sell them on eBay. Yeah. So right now, it's not looking good. $2.25, but
shit, I might fucking do that. That's a deal.
But it's got 2 days left on the auction, folks. And the other ones we're cleaning up. So yeah, shout out to everybody with retirement funds in the Werewolf Jones back issue department.
Yeah, hey, I'm still sitting on my Spider-Man Carnage debut.
Get rid of it, dude. Get rid of it now. It's the bubble.
No, that shit's
past bursting.
Nah, it's only up. Only up.
You should have sold that shit before the Venom movie came out.
Yeah, I probably should have. Yeah, I forgot I had it.
Yeah.
Like, I just completely forgot that was the issue he debuted in. I just thought it was just another issue with Carnage, Like, I don't know. I'm not like one of those weirdos. Like, actually, Carnage debuted in Spider-Man Fantastic Stories number 453. But actually, his first debut was really when his reflection appeared in a mirror in panel 9 of page 12 of issue 428.
And before that, there was an ad in the Comics Journal that said coming soon.
Yeah, I don't know any of that shit, so... I'm not gonna be cleaning up anytime soon in comics, I think.
Yeah, well, that's okay. A character like Carnage always will have longevity, though. So
yeah,
it's all right. It's not like fucking Taskmaster or somebody who got hot because they were in a video game.
Yeah, or wait, wasn't he in a movie?
Was he? I don't know. I know that he was in the Spider-Man video game.
I think he was in one of the movies that was like straight to streaming and nobody watched it.
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, sounds about right.
Damn.
Well, is that it for us then?
I think that's it in terms of news, shout outs. I think that's it. Oh, I guess we didn't really talk about the actual... we didn't actually talk about the retreat itself.
That's okay. We'll talk about it. We'll wait till the Patreons are over. I didn't do too much. Did you do too much?
I tried to draw, and I did do some writing and some outline shit, so there was some work done.
Yeah, I got not a lot of work done. I got some work done. I thumbnailed 8 pages. That's all I did.
Yeah. Well, we went in thinking we were gonna, have at least 8 or 10 episodes in the can.
We thought.
We thought wrong. We thought very wrong. Definitely overestimated ourselves there. That's not the first time. Won't be the last.
And it's not like we got we were more fucked up last year than this year.
100%. We were shithoused during the recordings of those episodes.
Yeah, we were drinking and eating edibles at 10 a.m. last year. And this year, we weren't really partying. So we really have no excuse.
Yeah, this year we were just old.
Yeah. And so
old and lazy.
Got nothing fucking done. So to everybody, all the listeners that, listen to us talk shit about how going to the retreat was going to be sick because, we were going to get all this content, not have to work for the rest of the year. Joke's on us. Joke's on fucking us. We got to work for the rest of the year.
As it usually tends to. Yeah. Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles, though,
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to have... a bunch of people. Pete Facke, mostly. We're going to be talking about Autoptic, which was a few months ago.
Yeah, and just mainly organizing on the organizer side of things. And MS Harkness comes in, I remember, and picks a side in the Minneapolis versus Columbus war.
Yes.
I think Caroline Cash was there for a little bit. And
Caroline is
Evan,
in it for
maybe.
a while, yeah. Ryan Alves is on it too.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. That dude is in the contingent. I haven't met that many people, not to discount him, but he's in contention for guys.
Ryan, shout out to Ryan.
Shout out Ryan Alves, MVP.
Real fucking guy.
MVP.
Yeah,
my dude.
Definitely up there for cleaning house in the this coming award season.
The Geisner might belong to you, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a Geisner winner. Highly contentious, but I think it's going to go to Ryan this year.
Yeah. So unless you're a cool-ass motherfucker that comes up and meets us, the award is yours to lose, Ryan. Also, just want to say, anybody that came to Block Fort to meet us and we weren't there, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All 3 people that wanted to see us, I'm really sorry that we weren't there.
Yeah.
Just didn't work out.
Yeah, we didn't really think we'd have people upset that we didn't show up. But
yeah, I didn't really even think about that. I didn't think people were going to be at the thing just to see us. But
yeah, so sorry, but we'll catch you down the road, brother.
Yes.
All right, is that it?
But yeah, that is it.
Let's
So we're
get
going to take a quick break. When we come back, more shit from Hocking Hills. So stick around.
We'll be right back.
What do a pair of deadly assassins, a beefy pile of roided-up high school football players, a zombie outbreak, cute dragons, and a himbo barbarian have in common? You can find them all in the upcoming pages of the Santos Sisters. That's right, Ambar and Alana are back for more gripping adventures. Once again, offset press printed in full color on your favorite decadent newsprint. Prestigious publication. The Comics Journal loved the first issue, calling it a highly entertaining comic. And Katie and Sally from the Thick Lines podcast called it a masterpiece and more than they deserve. And who are we to disagree? The Santos Sisters is available now. Don't miss out. Ask your favorite comic book retailer to add it to your pull list today or find it online at santossisters.com.
Rust Belt Review is a quarterly comics lit magazine featuring serialized and short-form comics from some of the most exciting cartoonists in the small press scene today. Volume 1 features work from Gutter alums MS Harkness, Audra Stang, and Caleb Orecchio, along with work by Andrew Greenstone, Sean Knickerbocker, and Juan Jose Fernandez. You can order your copy of Rust Belt Review today by going to rustbeltreview.org. Enter in promo code GUTTER to receive $2 off your order. Again, that website is rustbeltreview.org, promo code GUTTER.
Athenium Comic Art is an original art website for some of the best cartoonists in the business. They currently represent Remy Boydell, Marie Capelle-France, Nicole Gu, Jonathan Hill, Emma Hunsinger, Casey Nowak, Micah Song, and Tilly Walden. Athenium Comic Art gives fans the opportunity to own an original piece of art from their favorite comics and support the artists that they love. In their short time in business, they've already shipped many iconic pages out to hardcore fans across the globe. Don't miss out on your chance to own a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Check out their website, atheniumcomicart.com, and type in Gutter Gang at checkout to receive free shipping on your first order. Again, the website is atheniumcomicart.com, and the code is Gutter Gang.
Who loves underground comics? Everybody loves underground comics, and if you know people who don't love underground comics and only read the mainstream comics, immediately report them to your local comic book store and find them with copies of Clusterfucks Comics. Clusterfucks Comics is a black and white underground anthology comic zine featuring some of the best underground comics creators today. Creators like Cameron Zavala, Eric Jasek, Brian Judge, Miguel Aguilar, Adam Yeater, Jason Cavelli, Umberto Tonella, Anna Peterson, Tony DePasquale, Drew B. Hall, and so many more. Issues 1 through 4 are available now, with the 5th issue debuting in early 2023. Purchase your copies today at clusterfuckscomics.bigcartel.com. And that's comics with an X. Clusterfucks Comics. Comics you can clusterfucks with.
Morning, Gary. Morning, Marianne. Need a menu? Nah, I'll just have the usual. You sure do love your eggs and coffee, Gary. Best way to start your morning, Marianne. Well, that and an issue of Town and County. What's that? Town and County is a new comic series written and drawn by cartoonist Alex Nall. He's that guy that wrote them books about teaching and that Mr. Rogers feller. Oh, he was such a nice man. The first issue is 36 pages of black and white comic stories with beautiful color covers and features 6 stories about folks in our little township here in Illinois, like Susie Barber, the house cleaner that uncovers her client's dirty laundry, if you know what I mean, and Stanley Pepper, that big feller that just lost his job and took to drinking every night at Bugs's Tavern. Well, ain't that something? Town and County is published by Ivy Terrace Press, headquartered in Chicago. Chicago? Who would want to live there? So dirty. Each issue comes with a copy of the Hometown Hero, our little town's newsletter, and it's only $8. $8? Where can I get it, Gary? You can order a copy of Town and County on the internet at storeenvy.com/Alex Nall Comics. Oh, there's your breakfast, Gary. Thanks, Marianne. Nothing like a cup of coffee and a good comic book.
The Last Aviatrix is a post-nuclear adventure comic by independent, Los Angeles-based cartoonist Buster Cagle. The story follows Summer, our last aviatrix, who pilots the sole-surviving airplane, a nuclear-powered B-29, as she travels the ruined world finding ways to survive and help humanity while dealing with the imminent threat of the Atom-born, a rare breed of atomic wizards that want to see her out of the sky. Her mission becomes complicated when she accidentally picks up Henry, an Atom-born child who wields incredible power, and Clementine, a berserker on a quest for vengeance. Can our aviatrix survive this ruined and irradiated wasteland? Every issue can be read for free on bustercagle.com/comics. Paper copies can be ordered as well, but, you can still read it for free. If you like wizards or warplanes, go check it out.
Now, back to our program.
Hello, welcome to Gutter Boys. It's day 2 technically at the cabin. No, that's the guest microphone. You all hold on to that.
Okay.
Are we doing autoptic? Well, you were there, so we have a few guests down in the basement right now. You all can't see us. We've got Emmy Guinness, Pete Facke, Ryan Alves, Caroline Cash, MS Harkness. JB's over here as well. I think right now we're going to just go ahead and talk about autoptic. We've got Pete here, who was just telling us that it was his last year organizing the festival there. Pete's got to run across the room and grab the microphone now.
We got to make sure we record it and put it out into the world that this is my last show, so I can't back out.
Yeah.
I got to be done. I'm ready to move on.
To illustrate this for the viewers, JB and I are sitting at on a couch, and Pete is on his knees in front of us.
As it should
right. Feels natural.
So, Pete, let's just kind of work backwards, okay? The show's over. Let's get the bad news out of the way first. What were the worst parts about it for you? You said it was very chill for you, but what was the worst parts of it?
Honestly, there wasn't that much that was bad. The only part, getting people through the door, I got a little embarrassed because we did not have the exhibitor badges organized at all. So it was just a huge bottleneck and just was like, okay, this looks very unprofessional. But, we got through it, and I think the rest of the show went pretty good. Other than that, I don't know, just the normal, you're not sleeping very well and you're working all the fucking time. I was trying to get Major Bummer reprints done that week too. So I had I think the Wednesday before the show, I was at my print shop for my day job. I printed programs for the show and then my own comics after work. So I was at the print shop for 17 hours that day. And eventually my partner came to the shop at 1:30 a.m. and was just let me help you however I can so you can get home. I was texting him every hour, yeah, I think probably a half hour more, I think I'm going to be out of here pretty soon. I mean, that shit always kind of sucks, but it's also that's just what planning a show is like. So when the show's done, you get back to normal. It's not too bad.
So you were double dipping and exhibiting and running the show?
Yeah, this year I really
double dipping
just
sounded
did.
Bad.
Huh?
Double dipping sounds bad. You were just you had two hats on, rather.
I mean, pretty much everybody did. Bob Algio is the only remaining original board member, and he's the only one who didn't table. Everybody else who was organizing tabled. This year, though, I worked with the venue, so I did all the contract stuff with them, and did the pre-show venue meetings, which is all pretty easy. The venue is not a ton of work. And then I did all the special guest stuff, and me and Ari Mulch did all of the panel programming, which normally we have somebody else come in. Greg, I'm forgetting his last name, but he's a writer. I think he's done some stuff for TCJ, and then he's done some stuff for Uncivilized. Good writer, good dude. He usually comes in and helps kind of polish up the panels and get the prompts and everything together. But
hell yeah.
we didn't know if we would have any money, and I don't think he wanted to do it for free. So we're like, all right, we're just going to do this one this year. And then I wound up moderating 2 panels too. So more like the special guests with the panels and moderating. That was more what felt like double dipping. I was not super stoked about moderating 2 panels a couple days before the show, and then like when it finally came around, I was like, okay, I'm actually glad I'm doing both of these, because these are the 2 that I like really give a shit about, and I got them the way I wanted them, I think, and I was just glad to be able to be a little more hands-on on those.
So this is like your final autoptic. Are you done with organizing shows?
I don't know. I can't stop thinking about like having a small press shop, especially in Minneapolis, because it's like Big Brain Comics was out there for about 20 years, and the only reason they closed is because the owner got tired. Like, the market has always been there, so there's a huge gap, and there's like nobody doing anything even close to that in Minneapolis right now. So I think about that all the time. I'm done organizing for a while. I just want to skate and draw and focus on that stuff right now. But I don't know, maybe not for good. We'll see.
Do you feel that, now that this period of your organizational, I guess, chapter is closed, rather, do you feel like you came in with goals, and do you feel like you accomplished them? Is there anything that you wish you would have done different? Yeah,
I think being able to... So normally the show is like very, very, very committee run. So I worked on special guests the whole time I was with the show, but normally it would be like, I would send out a bunch of emails to like publishers and, see who's got books coming out and see who wants to, see who's got somebody for us to promote, and, who's like close by, who can we afford to fly. We have a pretty limited budget, so we can either put up a hotel room or fly somebody in. We usually can't do both. But usually it's like very committee run, so I'll come with like a list of people, and then we'll go over it as a group and narrow it down, and then start sending out invites and all of that. But this year we were a little bit short-handed, so it was much more people just like did their job and then kind of handed it off to the next person, which meant that I got to book the show that I wanted. The only thing that I would like do different, we had to Bianca Sounice and Noah Van Sciver and John Vasquez Mejias all had to cancel this year.
Okay.
Which the original lineup I was really stoked about. I think it was one of the best shows that we had. So I was bummed to see all of them not go. But yeah, this year I think like this felt like the kind of show that I want. There was a lot more emphasis on like mini comics and like self-publishing, and a little bit less on, I don't know, maybe not less on like small press publishers, but there was definitely more emphasis on like short comics and like people whose work I read. So I feel like that's lacking in a lot of shows. There's always emphasis on like graphic novels and fucking stuff coming out with name publishers, and I feel like I never like see zine people on panels very often. And it just doesn't seem to be much of an emphasis. So that was my goal when I started. It took me like 6-7 years to fucking, maybe 5, I can't remember, to make it actually happen. But I'm glad I did. I think it was a good show, and people seemed to have a good show and dug what I put together.
Were those cancellations COVID related or no?
Yes and no. It was mostly expense related. So okay. I think that is COVID. We felt that much more this year than previous years, especially with booking special guests, where it was just too expensive for people to travel, or too expensive to like do the show. Noah, his was more like childcare related, which I actually didn't even know he just had a kid, but
I'm his friend on Facebook. That's the only reason why I know.
Yeah. So his was more that, but the other ones were, it was just stuff with expenses and things like that.
So you've done shows pre and post, well, not really post-pandemic, but during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Do you think the landscape is forever altered with shows? Because to me, it feels like the vibe. I haven't done a show, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think did it feel like business as usual? Do you think that it's kind of different now? Like, do you see any major changes between shows pre-pandemic and now?
It wasn't a huge difference. It didn't feel like it to me. Be interested to see what Caroline thinks, because they were a guest and they're also down here. So we'll see if it felt different to to her. But on my end, I mean, we made sure that everybody had a mask. I think we mostly had KN95s for like almost everyone on the floor.
Nice.
As far as I know, people didn't really get sick. I haven't really heard about it. Mostly the big difference was just booking the show. It was a lot harder to get people to come out. You know, I mean, it's for expenses, and then also some people just don't want to do it right now. And yeah, I felt the cancellations much more than previous years, but that was really the only difference. Other than that, I mean, just masking up, trying to be safe. We didn't do any after parties this year. Somebody put together like a unofficial barbecue at the end of the panel day 2, which was super nice. I was really glad they did that. But yeah, we didn't do any after parties. Otherwise, the floor show was pretty much the same. Didn't feel like a huge difference. I think, you know, business as usual with a few small differences. Yeah.
So is this it for Autoptic?
That's a good question. I hope not. I hope not. I know most of the people that have been on the board with me have been on around the same amount of time as me and are also looking to get out.
Damn, cashing out.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just time for a change. I think the first board was about 5 years. Second board's about 5 years. So
okay.
I was talking to some people on Sunday at the barbecue who are local who sound interested in getting involved. There's a couple people in particular who I think would do a really good job. So I hope they step up. I hope they do it. If you're in Minneapolis and you're hearing this, reach out because we need people, and I would hate to see that show go.
What are the, I guess, like expected qualifications of someone if there were to be considered for something like that?
I mean, you just gotta fucking show up and be consistent.
Yeah.
Like, that's really all it is. You can figure out, you know, everybody kind of shows up and then finds their place as time goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty organic. I mean, be able to work with people, you know, like, don't be so married to your idea that you're going to fucking like start a fight if somebody wants to do something different.
Okay, yeah.
The board that I was on was super, super flexible, and everybody's main goal was just to make a show happen and do the best we could. I think the original board was like much more, they had like a much more specific kind of like philosophy or like mission statement on how they wanted the show to be. And I heard stories about like big fucking fights during like seating chart day and shit like that, you know? So
Damn.
like, don't fucking do that. It's not fun for anybody, you know?
That's
like,
the lamest thing to get a fight over.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
A seating chart meeting? Are you fucking kidding
big
me?
egos, man, yeah.
Damn. All those people should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there was like programming stuff and shit like that. But the whole time I was on the board, it was just people who just wanted to make sure a show happened and make sure that the city had a show. So
yeah,
I would say just be consistent, show up, be ready to work. You know, you don't have to like let it take over your whole life. You definitely can fucking put in as much work as you want to. But you know, I mean, I put in a ton of work. I have a tendency to just like, if I see something's not getting done, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that hard, you know? Like, if you have a group of people with you, like, you just, you know, you've been to a show, you know what a show, like, looks like. There's a few things that are maybe, like, kind of a surprise, but for the most part, it's like, you just got to fucking pay for the venue, get the people out there, get the marketing done, and show up.
You don't have to name names, but in spirit of the Gutter Boys podcast, was there anybody that was an absolute nightmare to deal with?
No, nobody was a nightmare. Everything was pretty easy. There were a few things. I'm not going to be specific. There's definitely a few things where I'm like...
I'm looking at them right now, yeah.
I'm like...
Pull up the lineups for the past few years. Pull up those lineups.
Are you talking about on the board, or are you talking about with guests?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You get a few. You get a few here and there that are just like... Oh,
give us a good asshole guest story.
I don't know if I have any off the top of my head. That's like the one that I'm thinking of right now. I can't tell you because anything I say about it, if they're listening, they're gonna know who they are. So
hell yeah.
So I can't fucking say anything about it.
So even
they weren't
they
even
know
an
they're
asshole though. It was
assholes.
just like I'm fucking. You know, I just can't do this right now. I
this
got
is a
too
main
much other
feed,
shit going on.
So I'm going to be editing this one. So you can say it and I will edit it out.
I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it off mic. I'll say it off mic.
Okay.
If you subscribe to our new $100 Patreon tier,
It's not
You
even
will be
juicy.
able
It's
to-
like it's not a good story. It's fucking. I just don't want to fucking make anybody feel bad. They really weren't being an asshole. I just, we're just busy as fuck planning the show.
Right. Yeah. I get it. Well, yeah. Congrats on the show.
Thank you.
I'm glad everything turned out well. And oh, what's up?
What?
People are. Mom.
I was just gonna say that the bad guest was probably me, but I was gonna make a "Are they in the room with us right now?" joke. But a topic was great. All topic. How do I say it?
You say it like autoptic. I didn't pick the name. It's very it's a very original board name. I don't know. Nobody knows how to say it. We had people on the panel saying it wrong during the panel.
Autoptic.
Yeah.
So, Caroline, we're going to switch to Caroline now and pivot. Caroline was an exhibitor, guest of honor, off air. Said thanks for the hotel room. So, do the work, and you too will be at the Marriott in Minnesota. And
Okay, it was a really nice one, though.
yeah, the best. We're going to get into it with Caroline, but to give the listeners a scoop, I got a scoop from my boy Pat, who's upstairs, and Caroline invited Jaime Hernandez to the hotel pool. Didn't show up though, right?
There was multiple times he
Started
just came.
over with Jaime walking around. It's so funny.
Jaime just came to the show. Nobody knew he was going to be there. So there was like multiple times
Great
throughout the
white
day where
guy.
people are just like, is that Jaime? I think that's Jaime. That looks like Jaime. Just fucking all weekend. Very silly.
Yeah, so Jaime didn't show up at the pool. I was going to ask if he swims in a shirt or, what his trunks look like. I just wanted to know what he's like. It's my hero, man. We had him on the show. He was a very cool guy. But yeah, he's fascinating. I love that guy. Without really knowing him, I love his art. But yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I invited Sally and Katie to the pool, but then Jaime was with them.
Okay, so you invited Jaime to the pool.
He-
No, I'm just kidding.
I just
thought it was funny.
I think Brian Baines, and I could be wrong, but I think Brian Baines has been to the pool with Jaime before.
Hell yes. I got to ask him if
Or
he wears a shirt.
something. They've been to they've either been to the beach together or they've been to Dodgers Stadium together.
Brian's got the coolest fucking life, man.
And I forget what the story was.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, we talked a bit about the con. Let's talk about it from, I guess, the perspective of an honorary guest. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was really fun. I really love Minneapolis, so it was a really good excuse to go to Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been a quote unquote special guest at anything before, so it was really sweet and unexpected. And yeah, I had a good time. It was my first con since the pandemic. You know what I mean? We did the tabling outside at Block Fort last year. But the first fest type thing. I thought it was really great. I don't know. It was nice to be around so many comic people, and I feel a lot of the Minneapolis crowd, for some reason, I met a lot of new people because for whatever reason, even though Chicago and Minneapolis are pretty close, I feel there are people who go to Chicago all the time who live in Minneapolis, and there's people who never fucking go.
Right. Yeah.
So it was nice to meet new people, and I don't know.
How would you
comics.
compare the Minneapolis scene to Chicago?
It feels a little bit younger to
Yeah.
me. It's a lot of MCAT students, and I feel Chicago definitely has a lot of art school students in the comic scene, but I feel it's more like a 30s, 40s, the real scene, So, but it was nice. I don't know. I was damn, you all graduated from MCAD last year. That's cool. Wow. And you're all moving to Chicago. That's cool.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
And you were moving those books? Yeah.
Yeah, it went good, people spent money.
Were you tabling by yourself or was Sprocket there? Or both, I guess?
I was tabling by myself,
Yeah.
but Sprocket was also there. And
Okay,
they
okay.
brought books for me, which was really nice of Avi.
Hell yeah.
So I made a new comic for the fest that's a quote-unquote all-top-tick exclusive. Thanks. But I do have a few copies left over, so I think it's not going to totally be an exclusive. But
Gutter
that's fine.
Boys host exclusive too, I heard.
Yeah.
Damn.
That means comp copies.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you guys can have 2 copies.
We're gonna get
Totally.
them signed and graded, baby.
If Caroline Cash had a slabbed comic, the desired score from CGC would be 6.9.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. 4.2. 4.2.
Absolutely. But I was so excited about being a special guest that I made this comic for the fest, and the comic is about how I thought tabling at the fest would go. And it's 8 pages long, and it starts with me breaking my face, and then I get to the fest, and everyone's wearing expensive pants, and then it goes good. And then I go home to Chicago, and that's the comic. I just spoiled it all for you. But I posted one of the middle spread on Instagram where, like, it's just a joke about Big Bud press pants and about how people love to spend money on clothes and sometimes are dicks to, like, 18-year-olds selling to their $5 zines. And I own a Big Bud press jumpsuit that I love. So there's no, it's all peace and love. I'm not attacking a corporation. But
We would never do such a thing here on the Gutter
people were
Boys.
angry in my DMs defending Big Bud press. And I was like,
shit.
I'm not
I'm an influencer.
I'm not attacking your favorite brand.
Who's standing?
A lot of people.
That's very bizarre.
It was silly.
A lot of really quirky, independent people out there.
Damn.
Got real upset about
Simp on the
what
brain.
Caroline had to say.
And I'm like, I'm not making fun of a company. I'm making fun of people.
I'll make fun of a company.
I do like my jumpsuit from there. Like, I'm not.
What color is it though?
It's black.
Yeah, no clown fucking color pants ass. Goddamn, I'm a janitor at the show and I'm wearing fire engine red shit. Nah. Reasonable black.
Reasonable black, you know? Or like, I kind of want like an all white one. I feel like that'd be pretty tight too. Yeah. But a reasonable, normal black jumpsuit.
I think the only big Bud
Blade
press jumpsuit I've seen is Yewan. I think Yewan wears those. The Big Bud press jumpsuits.
They're cute outfits.
Everyone
cool.
does. All of our friends own them.
Not in Kentucky.
No.
No,
You don't
they're
see
still
people stomping around.
Yeah, they're still wearing Abercrombie or no, not even Abercrombie. What's the cheaper Abercrombie?
Hollister?
No, cheaper than that. Aeropostale. Yeah, Aeropostale. That's what they wear in Kentucky.
Do you remember how crazy those stores used to smell when you would step into them at the mall?
Yeah,
and you would
9
be
different
attacked?
scents going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, those stores were crazy. We were talking about that last night for some reason, but I was drunk about like the failure of the mall and the mark of, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
That's
Off
a
topic.
very Columbus thing because L Brand started there.
Oh, really?
That was
Okay,
Les
okay.
Wexner, a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein, who then they had to rename everything in our town because
Hell yeah.
fucking Wexner's name was on everything. So
While you're on the mic, MS, you have been involved in both the now you're a Columbus cartoonist, but you were also a Minneapolis cartoonist at one point in time.
Yeah.
Putting you on the spot. Who you holding it down for? If there was a war between Minneapolis and Columbus, and Pete's on the couch right here, so
Guns ready, cocked and locked.
I mean, I feel like I gotta go Columbus in the way that I got about 50 people behind me here that fucking immediately run before the sword before I even got there. In Minneapolis, we got Pete, we got a handful of my good buds, and I don't know, dude, just like just scramble in other directions. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm helping out with Cartoon Crossroads here. I mean, I run this fucking thing that we're at now. I'm teaching this semester at the college, so like I'm very much like on many different prongs of like what people are doing here. And there's so many bodies and so many people that are willing to just like do 10 to 15 minutes of work each week to just make sure everything's going okay, as opposed to like Pete having to do like another 40-hour job in addition to his 40-hour job. So
Pete explaining he had like 20 jobs at Autoptic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you wouldn't have done it, like it would have been split between 3 people that wouldn't have really been communicating properly. So it's the kind of thing where it's like doing it right and making sure it's done. Like we have a huge legion of people who've agreed to volunteer for Cartoon Crossroads. It's something that's split over like 4 different venues. So it's not as though it's just like an expo with like a couple panels. It's like this huge ordeal.
Right.
And it's like yeah, I mean, there's so many people and so many different things going on here. It's not a big deal. Like, it's a lot easier to be a cartoonist here.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about Columbus? It's where warm memories are made with family and
reading
friends.
The thing off the wall.
And you know what? I think that's true, folks.
Well, we got some really creepy ones in some of these rooms.
Yeah, there's some real bad ones in here.
It's pretty crazy. They're all pretty crazy. I don't remember it.
The I will kill you one?
Yeah, the
boys are upstairs and we vandalized ours. Ours now say sucking and fucking.
That makes sense.
Yeah, perfect cursive.
That makes sense that's what y'all are doing up there.
Mm-hmm,
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm right below them. I'm right below Cam, JB, and Dill. And the walls are so thin, dude. And I was like, they sound like they're having a blast. I don't want to be up there like yelling at him
We're
and
just
shit.
giggling.
But it's so loud. It's so fucking loud. And I'm like, go up there. I'm like, I don't know how to tell you. My brain can't function unless you shut the fuck up so I can sleep. I just go down and I just hear
Yeah.
stupid loud. And then like 20 more minutes. And there's so many other people up there and no one's saying shit.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and MS was like, who farted? I was like, that was me. I was doing that to make Dylan laugh.
He's like, I was waiting for somebody to tell me to shut the fuck up. I'm like, why don't you just shut the fuck up though? Like, I don't understand what the issue was. Ryan is sleeping up there too, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna loop him in because he actually went to Autoptic too.
Yeah, Ryan, what's it like sharing a room?
You gotta come over here, man. You can't talk off mic.
Right? Yes.
Real quick, Ryan is wearing an I Hate God shirt, so he gets points for that one too. Pretty tight.
Previous guest Ryan Alves. Go back in the vaults and check out Ryan's episode.
He's telling me about his schedule. The fact he's just like going around the country by bus. He's like, yeah, when I'm done with this, I got to do like 4 more things. I think I'm just never going to be seen again. I was like, oh, cool, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, what are you doing? Choke up on that mic. Get it. Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to SPX in 2 weeks after this.
Yeah.
And then 2
Hang
weeks.
on, I want to interrupt this real quick. Just get group consensus. And you all don't have to say this because this is just something we would say. This is very gutter boy spirit. No scoops. Everybody shaking their head no. Okay. All right. Sorry. I just was trying to.
I think they did 9/11. And it's finally, the big news is finally.
This is actually perfect. Okay, so I wanted to make this joke at some point today. So Michael Cooperman, this is unrelated to everything on the show, but I wanted to make this joke, and this just teed it up perfectly. 9/11, SPX, Michael Cooperman. So Michael Cooperman, yeah, hang on, yeah. You guys are going to see how this shit works. This is how the sausage is made, okay? Michael Cooperman tweeted on August 29th, 2022 at 5:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I was nominated for an Ignatz once. The award would have been given in September 2001, though. Wouldn't have been hard as fuck if the Ignatz that year were World Trade Center rubble.
I want to know.
Jesus.
I want to know the complaint of the man who didn't get a fucking break because like all those people died. But I didn't get my award. It's like they're all under their fucking tables because the Pentagon just got taken out. Not dissimilar to the year that the gathering of the Juggalos and the white supremacists happened, and Ben Passmore just said, "Fuck tabling. That sounds way more fun," and just left the show.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember that.
Well, hopefully we'll get some of that at SPX this year. Not the terrorist attack, just some.
Yeah, so I rudely interrupted you to do a bit. So what else are you doing after SPX?
And then 2 weeks after SPX, I'm going to Pittsburgh Zine Fair, and I'll be staying with Nate McDonough for like a week between that and Cartoon Crossroads, which is like
The Hangover 4 coming soon.
Where's Nate living at? I thought he was. Oh, he's in Pittsburgh. For some reason, I had it in my mind that he moved to Columbus.
Yeah, he's just in Ohio a lot because it's closed.
Oh, yeah. I had it all twisted. Okay.
He's been in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I knew he lived there. I just didn't know if he was still staying there. But okay, that makes sense. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm psyched to see him and like hang out and just have a chance to like bum around with Nate for a few days.
Was it the first time you met him?
In person, yeah. That was like the first time we like physically crossed paths, and
To you, like right away.
No,
we
but
discussed that
no.
in detail. Night one, that was discussed.
He did open up with the
this year too.
vasectomy though.
No, we clarified this year. Night one.
Then it's like, oh, you're a lot bigger than I thought you'd be. It's like, yeah, cool, Nate. But no, he's awesome. I love that man to death, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I didn't get into short run, which I'm kind of thankful for because I didn't plan on. Right, I mean, I was planning on all of this stuff, but I didn't necessarily plan for all of this stuff, and I'll be kind of photo finishing it.
So
but,
wait, you're not doing short run?
No, I didn't get in, but I don't know. I'm already kind of spread pretty thin, and
do you want our spot?
No, thanks. Thank you, though.
Are you normally doing shows this often, or do you feel like you're just like making up for lost time? Like,
no, this is the first time doing any of this stuff.
Okay.
I've been applying to SBX for fucking 6 years, and I've been applying to a bunch of shows, but I haven't really made stuff that I like felt confident in until pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just so happened that all this stuff kind of happened at the same time,
right.
and now I'm getting what I asked for. But
you know how to get into SPX, right?
You
just gotta make a bunch of burner emails, and eventually one will get picked by the lottery.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck.
Correct. That is the correct answer.
Wow,
that's what you get on the Patreon feed, people.
yeah.
Hot tips.
It's worth the $3, $5.
It's $5, yeah. But $5. That's a value right there.
You make like 50 emails and you make $30 for the whole weekend.
Cam Del Rosario 01, Cam Del Rosario 02, Cam Del Rosario 03 at Gmail.
Well, no, you'd have to be smarter about that because they'd have to be all random ass emails, you know.
Cam Del Rosario 69.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So, I think we're good on talking about shows. No.
We've got Caroline and Ryan here, and I kind of want to just follow up and ask them the same kind of question I asked Pete. On the other side of things, do you feel that shows are different now that you've tabled there from pre-pandemic? I know you, Ryan, were kind of saying you're kind of just getting around to this, but even like, local zine fairs or any kind of, does it feel different post-pandemic?
I mean, I don't know.
Good answer.
Just because like I hope everybody is as like doomy as they should be. I don't know. And it's like great that, we have all these like moments of like community and these acts of togetherness and stuff. But, the world is burning down around us. And it's like, I don't know. Everything just feels different, And I don't know. I think so.
I mean, I guess for me, like, it's for me, it feels like a slightly different vibe, I have worked in a comic book store throughout most of the pandemic, and I've kind of like seen different waves of attitude and anguish in the scene. I feel like kind of firsthand, and I feel like so much through it when people would come into the store, they'd be like, I really miss going to Fest. Like, I miss Cake, I miss Zine Fest, or I miss like going to Cab or whatever. Like,
yeah.
When you're working the comic book shop, that's what people want to talk to you about. So, of course, like, sure, I'll talk to you about that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Remember that one time? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, going and tabling at Fest now, I feel like is kind of like a high risk thing, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people who are like immunocompromised can't do it, like it's, and whenever I go table at the thing, like for All Topic, like I kind of quarantined before and then I definitely kind of quarantined after, and like kind of having to put that much thought into something rather than like before when I would just get on a megabus with 20 copies of a comic in my backpack and hope for the best is like a different vibe.
Yeah.
For sure. But here's a mess.
Do you guys feel like people have less money right now and that they kind of come and yearn by your table and kind of like go, well, I don't know, and like walk away a little bit?
I just got here. I'll come back.
I mean, I have less money now. I can't buy as much. I can't buy as much stuff as I usually used to be able to. So sure.
But do you have those interactions more so than in the way of like people.
Yeah, people coming up to your table.
And reading everything and like snickering. And
Yeah.
like, damn.
Yeah.
$8. You know what I mean?
I always try and have something for $5 on my table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've gotten a little bit of that, but not as much. I feel like I had more people being like, why is your 40-page comic $3 before? Like, I feel like that people were actually more rude about that pre-pandemic to me.
Oh shit.
But I don't know.
You don't have a little guy come up to your table and like turn their pockets inside out and little flies fly out and they're like, sorry, I guess I can't. No?
He gets a fucking rainbow and goes home.
I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't had that one happen to me just yet.
All right.
But if you're volunteering to be that guy, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was so much that I am working on a graphic novel, so I don't have a new mini, you know? And the way they're like, oh, I already have that one. Okay, well, that's $15. And they just like awkwardly walk away like they gotta pee or something. But what were you saying, Ryan? What was your experience with that?
Oh, just, the floaters and flippers, people that walk away afterwards. It's like, oh man, this is really cool. It's like, yeah. It's like, thanks.
This is really cool, man.
I love that.
You want it?
It's like the strip club in GTA 5 when you're like, damn, girl, you look really cool. I like what you're doing.
Exactly.
This is really cool.
You don't talk about
No money exchange. You just walk away. Yeah. Yeah.
I only had one person at Autoptic stand there and read an entire book and then put it down and walk away. It only happened
No
once.
words exchanged? Nothing.
No, it
Damn.
was weird as fuck. It was Major Bummer 1 too, so it's like a 25-page comic. Like they just fucking stood there and read the whole thing.
Holy shit.
Can we tell the story of the Dirty Smut comic when we were in space in 2015 trying to sell that, me and you?
Yeah, I'll tell this one quick, and then I do want to get back to like traveling and doing the show stuff because I did have something to add there. I think the one you're talking about. So years ago, I did this porn comic, and I want to do more porn comics. They're so fun to do, and it's been a long time. And I always every time I flip through this thing, I really like the book.
Me and Pete, this is like our first show.
Yeah.
We didn't get into cake, so we drove across the country and went to this tiny non-juried show.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. We both got the rejection letters from Cake, and we were together at
Fuck
MCAT.
this. How far away is
Pissed
Ohio?
off. Yeah,
3
we're like,
hours?
what else is going on? Yeah, so we fucking drove to space. And it went really well, actually. Like the show did. On the way back, your engine block cracked, and my dad had to pick us up in the middle of Wisconsin and drive us to Minneapolis. But
we sold those minis, man.
yeah, we sold the minis. Yeah. So this book, it was about a prison-themed clown. He was just like a clown in a jumpsuit, and he goes to community college and then fucks all his teachers. And I drew it all in my sketchbook, so it's like super roughly drawn.
I remember this.
Yeah. My elevator
You don't
pitch for
forget
the
this.
book when I would sell it to people was like, it's definitely porn, but it's debatably erotic. Like we'll see what
It's
you
a
think.
little wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was one person at Space. This is the person I remember. You might have a different one because that book always got some goofy responses. But the one I remember was having somebody flip through the book. And then she started telling me about how her and her husband were at this bar out here in Columbus, and there was like a bunch of clowns. I think it was a bunch of clowns at the bar. And like as time went on, they realized that all the clowns in the bar were swingers, and they were just like in there, and they were like touching their thighs and stuff. And I was like trying to have fun with it, right? Because I'm like selling books behind the table. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's not a good memory, Thanks for sharing, I guess don't buy this one.
Well, we were working on our pitch, and maybe this was the same person, maybe this is a different person. But she said something like that, and then I was like,
No, this is a different one. Yeah.
Okay, so this is this normie ass woman without any
Right.
cool story, but she flips through it. And she's like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
disgusted.
Yeah.
And And I think you were trying to describe it. You were trying to explain it.
I was still trying to sell a book.
You were still trying to sell a book. You were like, maybe this page wasn't your
other
favorite, but
things on
maybe
the
the one
table,
after
you
it
know?
might be
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
And she was like, and I said something to the effect of like, well, you can go buy your porn somewhere else. woman.
Yeah. You were for real, just like, all right, go fucking somewhere else then. Like,
I showed
I
that
was like,
bitch the door
damn,
so
dude.
fast, I shut you out of a whole dollar that you could have gotten.
yeah, I was shocked. I was like, you were so ready to just be like, all right, fuck you, go,
Oh,
go
man.
away. yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So you had something to say about post-pandemic tabling and
yeah. I mean, actually, what I've noticed about the couple of shows for Autoptic that I did, I think both of them sold pretty good. And from the organizer side, I think like both shows I did had big gaps in between them. So my thought is like the fucking crowd in Minneapolis is just hungry for comics. It just was not around and people were buying books. I don't know how everybody else did. I sold almost double what I normally do at Autoptic this year. So I had a really good year.
Ryan? Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's always,
No,
Yeah. I had people telling me I was like never there, but I felt like I was behind the table all day. It was weird. It was like tons of traffic early on, and then it slowed down a ton, and I did not think I was selling what I did. And then when I added it up at the end of the day, I was like, oh shit. But from a non-organizer side, coming out here for this, I definitely noticed a difference. Just like traveling during COVID is so much more stressful than it was, and just fucking all of the all the fucking anxiety that goes around it, and coming out here, and I don't know, I'm pretty careful. Me and my partner at home are pretty careful. I don't feel as much like I need to like fully quarantine because we just are like kind of halfway there all the time anyway. But yeah, I mean, just being at the airport and going through all of that, it's true. It's a good point. It's definitely different. On the organizer side, it felt pretty similar, but like coming out here, I feel the difference for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so shit sucks. Closing it out.
Let me say this though, real quick. I think Autoptic was definitely one of the only shows that happened this year. I know Short Run is happening. I hope that show goes really well. I hope nobody gets sick.
That one's had a huge gap too.
Yeah. And I know like other shows like Emerald City and some of the like less small press shows where they're not enforcing masks as much, people are definitely going and getting sick.
I think they changed the Emerald City policy on that.
Did they switch it back?
Yeah, initially they were going to not have testing, no mask mandate, but now it's going back to mask mandate, testing, yada.
Well, my hope, it seems like Autoptic went pretty well. It seems like most people had a pretty good time there. I haven't heard too much like super negative feedback, so I'm hoping that like there's a little bit of a proof of concept here, and like, if you mask and fucking be careful, I think you can still do this stuff. So I'm hoping that trend continues and we see more of this moving forward.
All right, so I guess let's wrap it up and plug your shit. Where can people find you guys online? Even though you've all been on the show before and have plugged your work before.
Man, it's been so long since I've done plugs. I like forgot for a sec.
Yeah.
I'm the Stinkhole on Instagram. I think my store envy is also the Stinkhole. I don't have too much new stuff. I've just been working slowly, but hopefully I'll have some new stuff out soon. I'm working on a new double digest and trying to wrap up the Major Bummer stories. So.
Well, since we're all sharing the same space for this retreat, I get to get a sneak peek. At what everyone's working on.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to you about your new work. I haven't asked you.
I'm dying to show it to somebody because I've been working on this shit. Very quietly.
I was sneaking in some looks
for a long time.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, I've seen some of the Major Bummer 3 pages, and publishers, if you're listening, hit up the Stinkhole.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll see if I can get anybody to bite. I feel like it's going to be a tough sell, but we'll see what people think. It looks great, man.
I'm excited to see it.
The new stuff looks good. The whole arc is a little strange.
It would be a major bummer if nothing were to come of this.
God damn it.
Anyway, Ryan Alves, Alvestagram.
Yep, Alvestagram. think all comics on Store Envy. I got a new Bat book out.
Yep.
And that's like Nightfall, but with a boner.
Fantastic.
And despite our Instagram post with JB sleeping with it on his face, it's not boring.
No, it was very relaxing though. It was very, you know, I enjoyed it so much that I felt like I was at home, and I just kind of like.
Oh, excellent! I'm glad.
I melted into it. I loved it so much.
I'm glad. Yeah, and I got some new stuff coming out eventually, but yeah, not gonna plug that yet.
True.
My Instagram is cash_browns, and I have a link tree in my bio there, with links that you can look at if you want. So, most of the things on my big cartel are sold out, and you can buy my graphic novel
Suffering
Girl
from
in
Success.
the World. What?
Suffering from Success.
Yeah, I'm suffering. I just have to staple some stuff. And you can buy my graphic novel Girl in the World from Silver Sprocket.
Yeah, here's a quick preview for the next episode. We're gonna rig that vote, baby. We're gonna rig that fucking vote.
Cam Del Rosario 1, Cam Del Rosario 2.
At Yahoo, at Gmail.
That's how you podcast, folks.
Bringing it back.
Y'all know who I am. I wanted to show off mic JB and Cam that portion of my book I was talking about. Can I show you that when this is done?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
If you sign up for my Patreon, you know what that good shit is.
Get your
So.
shit in, girl. Do it. Yeah, Instagram,
Oh,
Patreon.
fucking
What's your
M.S.
Patreon
Harkness.
URL? URL Patreon. What is it?
MS Harkness.
That is not the URL. It's patreon.com/ There you go. Making me do the work
Yeah.
to plug her shit. All right.
I get a lot of people DM me, go, I can't find your Patreon. When I look it up on Patreon, I can't find it. Apparently, it's like a different, like one company owns the search engine on Patreon and one owns Patreon.
Yeah.
I'll shoot them the link to it, and then they don't subscribe. So,
Of course.
eat my ass. Just fucking figure it out.
So, a question about that though. When you do subscribe to the MS Harkness Patreon, you get access to the Close Friends story, which is just really just satisfying videos of
That's $1
content
a
being
month.
made. $1 a month, right? So, do you have a Finsta, or do those people just get access into your personal life on your close friends as well?
I just don't post my personal life on the
I'm
internet.
trying to sell it so they think they're getting access
Oh,
here.
word.
Okay?
Yeah. You see my fiance sometimes. That's kind of cute. I made him draw an octagon in perspective for me because he's a mathematician. I was
You
like,
need to
you
know
figure
math
it out. Yeah.
To do that?
Exact angles, man.
Oh,
Protractor.
that explains a lot.
Like my studio is really hot and shit. He's having to draw it. All right, I'm
all right,
good.
we're out. Stay gutter.